You're welcome to Uzoma by Gozim. Today, we are going to be talking about African stories in their prime.
Yes!
Yeah. So if this is your first time coming across my video or my channel, please like this video, like the other ones, and then share with your friends, subscribe, and turn on your post notification bells. What it does is that you're going to get alerted whenever I post any videos. Thank you. Talking about African stories in their prime, African stories, for some time now, I think more producers, writers, and directors have come out to tell African stories with the whole of their hearts, the true way, like the exact way it happens or it happened. Now, in recent times, here are some of my favorite African stories. Anikulapo, I hear a series is coming out, beautiful. King of Boys, I hear a series is coming out, beautiful. The Black Book, Breath of Life, Half Heaven. Now, these are just a few I can mention or I can remember right now. And if you look at these stories, you'll see that one special thing, one thing that cuts across all of them that you can see in all these movies is the reality. The fact that the writers, producers, and directors have come out to tell very real stories, authentic to Africa, that Africans can actually relate to. So some of us watch these movies and we can see ourselves in them. If you look at this list of movies too, you'll see that it's not just about epic for me. Some of them are epic, like Breath of Life. Breath of Life is kind of in between because it's written in the context of the post-colonial era. And you look at something like a movie like King of Boys. King of Boys is very contemporary. Anikulapo is legendary, like it's epic. Half Heaven now is also very contemporary. So it's not just about the epic for me. Now, let me tell you the essence of telling true original African stories. The essence of authentic storytelling is that it captivates the reader or the viewer. Now, depending on the writer's medium of expression. Telling inauthentic stories can only harm us and not do us any good. Now, look at the following thing that it does. Number one, it reduces our value. Now, because you're trying to tell the outside world that Africans have no stories to tell, especially Nigerians, this is where it's rampant. Because I love stories from South Africa. Very authentic most of the times. Now, you're only trying to tell them that we don't have anything to offer. Number two, it reduces our growth. Now, because you're not telling the stories, you're not selling us out. You are only telling the story of another man. You can only tell that story to an extent. So you're not able to tell the story as beautifully as someone who owns the story would. So you are disadvantaged. I want us to take ourselves the way that we are. The white man doesn't have our experiences. They have their experiences. Hence, they're able to tell their stories with the kind of things that happens there, the technology, everything that goes on around there. That is the way they tell their stories. Now, it's beautiful for these things to start happening here, but until then, let us tell the stories that are particular to us. So let us accept the way we are and make money out of it and earn our respect. In recent times, you'll see that because we are not willing to tell our stories the way they are, foreigners have started telling our stories for us. You see the movies like Wakanda, you see movies like Woman King. They tell African stories, and you would even see that some of these movies tell the stories better than we have claimed to tell them. Because we are not happy to show ourselves. We are not proud of ourselves. Then these people are making money off our stories, off our experiences. I'm going to talk about the issue of language. There is no authenticity in telling any kind of story without language. Now, the medium of communication is very important in telling any story. Of course, you're telling a story with words. You're not just gesticulating. So the most important thing, or one of the most important things, is the language. So what language are you using? How are you expressing yourself? How are you telling the story? You cannot be telling an African story and you're speaking British English. Come on. You can't. You can't be telling an African story and you're speaking American English. Except you're telling that kind of story that has to portray that kind of style. If not, there should be no relationship between an epic story, between an African story and British English. Please. I think it's a prerequisite for us to speak our African languages when we are telling our stories. I think it's the fulcrum of the originality. Come on. That's nothing short of that. Shout out to producers and directors like Kunle Afolayan. I absolutely love his movies, who go all out to tell the African story the true West ways. I've watched a lot of his movies. I've watched Mokalik. I hear a lot of people say Mokalik is not interesting. And I don't know, that is the kind of stories that I like. Mokalik is told in Yoruba language, deep Yoruba language, and I understood it by reading the subtitles, and I felt home. It was so beautiful. I love his movies. I never see a Kunle Afolayan movie and I don't go to watch it. I always watch his movies. I absolutely love the way he adores his culture. I relate. Now, here's the hypocrisy. A lot of people say that they are not able to follow, the reason they don't watch maybe like Hausa, Yoruba, Igbo movies, or any kind of African stories told using any of the African languages is that they don't follow through, like they don't follow through because they don't understand that the language it's being told in, for instance. And it doesn't make sense to me because, for instance, I remember when this movie Money Heist was trending and everywhere Money Heist. So one time, after like 2 years or 3 years, I decided to, watch the movie. I put it on in a friend's house and I thought I was told in that Spanish language or something. And it was crazy because I couldn't imagine that my Nigerian brothers and, African brothers, let me just put it that way, followed through Money Heist, loved it, was spreading the word. But they say they cannot understand Yoruba or Igbo or Hausa movies because they do not know the languages. They can't relate when there are subtitles. How does that make sense? Now you see that the problem is just about the culture. You just are not happy with yourself. And if you're not happy with yourself, I don't know, nobody can help you. You're disadvantaged. I'm an Igbo girl. I only understand Igbo language, unfortunately. I love Hausa, Yoruba, but I don't understand any of those things. I don't speak them. But I watch Yoruba movies a lot. And through the subtitles, I'm able to know the exact story, follow through, love, and even wait for the next season for stories like that. Wait for the next season. So I don't know how you are able to enjoy Telemundo that are not told in English language, Money Heist, and some of those movies, but you are not happy to watch your authentic African stories that are told in African languages. Honestly, nobody can help you. You are the problem of yourself. Please, thank you so much. I'm really honestly exhausted. These kind of issues just make me vex. So thank you so much for being with me today. I hope you join me next time when I bring another topic, video your way. And please like my video, like this one, like the other ones, share my videos to your friends and families, subscribe and turn on your post notification bells because it would help you to get alerted of all my videos when I post them. Thank you.